Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Mr. Brother Bayan here to bring you a quick lesson. Prior to get started, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, which includes Yuakim, Yuakwat, which are your brothers and sisters in the Hebrew that believe. Okay? And this lesson here is going to be a follow-up on my previous lesson. I forget what I titled it, but it was something in the manners of like, you don't die for no reason. I think that might have been the title. You don't die for no reason. And crazy enough, after I dropped that lesson, a couple hours later, we had that so-called T attack on Bourbon Street, with 15 people getting killed and 30 injured and so on and so forth. And it's truly no coincidence, man. It's no coincidence at all, you know. Like you can't. I don't want to sit here and sound like a so-called hard ass, with everything going on. But it's the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord will always get done. All right. This is the form of all things that we're dealing with. All right. So if people need to perish away out of this thing, they need to go, and the Lord will do that in no hesitation. All right. It wasn't just this man from Beaumont that did such and such and such and such. All right. It was ultimately a will from the Lord. All right. The Lord called that hit, and those people needed a judgment. All right. And at the end of the day, you have no control of that, man. And that's what you got to understand. You have no control. And that's the fear, again, that you need to have in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. But I'm going to kick it off with this precept right here. Ecclesiastes 8:8. All right, and I'm reading it in the KJV and the NLT. It says, Ecclesiastes 8:8, there is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. All right, and a little bit more plain here in the NLT. It says Ecclesiastes 8:8 in the NLT, none of us can hold back our spirit from departing. None of us has the power to prevent the day of our death. Come on, man. We don't have the power to do so. All right? We are created. We are all created from by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? And at the end of the day, we have no control over our lives, man. All right, if it's time for you to be X'd out in this thing, it's time for you to be X'd out. Plain and simple. All right, you just can't dibble and dabble and play around this thing no more. All right, death is something that is inevitable to some people. All right, especially inevitable to the people that are constantly sinning, on a daily basis. All right, and hasn't even think twice to look for the Lord for help. That's the people that's dropping like flies, as we say, But it says again, none of us can hold back our spirit from departing. None of us has the power to prevent the day of death. There is no escaping that obligation. All right, that obligation means it's meant to happen. All right, it's a duty. It's a job. It's necessary for some niggas to drop and die. All right, and when I say niggas, I mean everybody. It doesn't matter if you what nation you're from. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if it's time for you to die, it's time for you to die. All right. If it's gruesome, it's gruesome. All right. If it's peaceful, it's peaceful. But it's whatever that you did. But at the end of the day, everybody got something that we need to pay for. All right, and that's the urgency that you need to have of returning back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, to you other nations, y'all can kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? But finishing off, it says there is no escaping that obligation, that dark battle. And in the face of death, wickedness will certainly not rescue the wicked. All right? Ain't no escaping this thing, man. All right? If it was meant for you to die, it was meant for you to die. All right? And it's crazy enough. Like this topic is going to start to transition to free will a bit too, because they had that one specific girl that they keep on talking about, the young girl who wasn't supposed to be out there. Her mama told her not to be out there and so on and so forth. But hey, mama, you can't control that. You know, your words can only do so much. At the end of the day, the Lord's will get done. And I'm going to say that again. The Lord's will be done. All right? And what happened, man? Shawty got, if y'all seen that video, that's the video I've been seeing kind of mostly. You know, the three friends and that one shawty who was just lacking at the most, you know, head down in the middle of the street in Bourbon Street. All right, you know, that's a whole nother thing, but that's just green as hell. Like down here in New Orleans, bro, we if you from New Orleans, people from New Orleans don't really go to Bourbon Street. You know, it's a tourism, and it's just full of bad things that can happen any day. All right, and it's crazy enough that, you know, that they put it as a T attack with 10 people, 15 people dead and 30 people injured. But literally almost every day somebody gets shot and killed, stabbed, whatever, on Bourbon Street. All right, just because it happened on New Year's, and it was, you know, how it happened, you know, truck and ISIS, you know, all of these things, you know, playing part of, you know, why, you know, this just gets so much media attention more than that, you know. But it's not gonna mention on the fact that still within last year, New Orleans is the what I like to joke about and say the reigning champions of being the murder capital. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how they say in how homie say in Paid in Full. I think it was Money Mitch or Ace Boogie. Niggas die every day, B. All right, and you know that might sound harsh, but it's truth, man. It's the truth. And at the end of the day, you have no control of this, man. But I'm gonna jump until I got a couple precepts. I got some ammo on this thing, man. I'm about to unload, so bear with me. This is the book of Sirach, 18:1. All right, it says, "He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governed the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will." All right, and that's the point. I'm gonna finish reading, but I'm gonna get back to that point. "For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane." All right, but again, the point: who governed the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. All right, you cannot escape the Lord's will, man. All right, and that right there, that should light a fire under your ass to get to work. All right, if you've been bullshitting all this time, this is time for you to get to work. All right, the Lord started the so-called New Year, you know, the so-called New Year with death. All right, with death that needed to be known. You know, death that's going to be hit on all angles, and especially down here in New Orleans. You know, that raised so many antennas out here, and that don't even, you know, I don't even want to go outside no more, to tell you the truth. Because what we got, the Sugar Bowl just happened yesterday, or I forget whenever this happened in the Sugar Bowl just recently happened because it got postponed because of that shit. All right, but then on top of that, we got the Super Bowl coming out here. On top of that, we got Mardi Gras coming in February. And as of right now, in those crowds of people, you know, in the crowd of, you know, them zombies, the Walking Dead that has no fear in your how about Shai, man, it'd be stupid of you to be anywhere in their surroundings. All right, like that's a warning to you. You know, if you just new to this thing and you still thinking that you want to dibble and dabble into, you know, into the world. All right, that's something that's been long out of us. You know, New Orleanians, as they say. You know, you go through. Well, not even all of it, because some people they always find it as a religion to come back down to deal with Mardi Gras. But the real men of the Lord, you know, that have been in Mardi Gras, you know, at the end of the day, the stuff get old, man. And at the end of the day, you going out there just for somebody to die, because a couple of people always die during Mardi Gras. You know, don't know the number, but somebody always dies on Mardi Gras. All right, so why would you even put yourself out there in that risk? All right, and then knowing that the times are coming nigh, that prophecy is jumping out of the books, as brothers will say. You know what I'm saying? We got people, we got them other countries over there butting heads and, you know, shooting bullets and rockets at each other, you know, and, you know, well, we supposed to just think that everything is all sweet over here. We thinking that prophecy is only happening over here. It's not about to start happening over here. You know, get in your right mind, man. But that was Sirach I brought out. You know, ultimately, that the who governed the world with his palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. You know, you want to obey the will of the Lord no matter what. You know, you can't get away from it. All right, but the next precept I got is going to be in the book of Job, chapter 33 and 15. It says, you know, it's a lot for the rambling a bit, you know, but it's just so many things going on right now that, you know, you just got to be locked in on a little bit of everything, you know, just kind of spilling thoughts at the end of the day. But, you know, back on the topic of the lesson, you know, again, it's transitioning to the will of the Lord. You know, the will of the Lord will be done. This is the book of Job 33 and 15. It says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. All right, and that's man and women. All right, that's not just men. Okay, every time we go to sleep, all right, the Lord seals us our instructions, you know, of what needs to be done the next day. All right, whether it's full of righteousness or it's full of wickedness, if it's full of death or if it's full of life. All right, in Shorty case that was on bourbon, you know, if you haven't seen it, you know, she got her mama all over social media talking about, you know, listen to your parents when they tell you don't go this way, don't do that, and listen to, you know, your people. All right, but at the end of the day, Shorty disobeyed her mama, you know, but ultimately that's what the Lord instructed in her head to do. All right, again, it's gonna always sound harsh, but that's what the scripture's not. It's not all about goodness, man. All right, yeah, it's full of history, yeah, and it's goodness, it's goodness in motivation in the scriptures as well. All right, but it's some nasty things in here too that you gotta wrap your mind around too. All right, and ultimately knowing that the Lord is a straight up killer if need be. All right, 100% kill rate. All right, 100% KD, you know, for you gamers, you know, at the end of the day, we dealing with the ultimate power, the power of life and death. All right, so don't get it twisted who you dealing with. But continuing on, we're gonna jump to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and 23. It says, Jeremiah 10 and, hold on, so I can see her. Jeremiah 10 and 23. Oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not himself. So like, oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. All right. We don't direct our steps around this thing, man. All right. And it's like, just hearing these scriptures alone, it has to strike fear in you, bro. All right? You got to understand that whenever the Lord wants to X you out, he's going to X you out, bro. At the end of the day, I might sound repetitive. It might sound like a broken record. But at the end of the day, that's why you need to do everything that you can, you know, the things that you can control to the best of your ability. All right? All right, say if you was about to go out in a couple, you know, hours or so, you about to go out tonight. All right, in this previous time right here that you watching the video, you know, why don't you go ahead and send up a prayer to the Lord for protection? Why don't you go ahead and you know, drop a lesson, do some reading, you know, hit a brother up and talk to a brother, you know, show that brotherly love, you know, that the Lord demands of us. All right, why not do all of these things? All right, do everything that you can do to the best of your ability, because at the end of the day, the way of man is not in himself. All right, the way of man is not in himself. All right, this is a puppet show from the Lord. This is an orchestration from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and people going to continue to die left and right, until this whole thing be, ultimately America just be totally destroyed, and these other heathen nations get put into subjection, as the Lord say that's going to happen. All right, but if you got the time and you got the knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of doing the things that you need to do, man, do it. All right, get it while they're getting good. You know what I'm saying? But I got two or three more precepts. Let's just get to it. We're about to start winding up. This is the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 94 and 11. No, we can skip that one. I brought it up as a reader. The Lord knoweth so this is Psalms 94 and 11. The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. All right. Blessed is the man who thou chastens, O Lord, and teaches him out of the word of the Lord. But the point is, the Lord knoweth the thought of man, and that they are vanity. All right. If we was to have our own way of things, Jake would be totally off. All right, just to tell you the truth, Jake would be totally off if we had our own thoughts and our own ways, our own rules and regulations. And you can kind of see that right now. All right, dealing with Esau, Edom, and this captivity that we're living in right now. It's everybody is like a free fall for the mindset. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that free fall and that non-direction that you're not getting from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is just leading niggas to death. All right, and ultimately that's deserving. All right, but again, I can't sit here on a high horse and say that I don't deserve death. I've done many things in my life before coming into the truth, and probably even being in the truth, not probably, but being in the truth of sinning. All right, but the constantly thing of working and just trying to please the Lord to the best of your ability, because at the end of the day, we cannot escape sin in this life that we live in right now. All right, it's many things, and small things. It might even be dealing with women and so on and so forth. All right, that adultery is a sin that's death needs to follow that. All right, with adultery. But at the end of the day, you pretty much committing adultery to most women that you talk to, because most women in the world are not virgins. So at the end of the day, again, what it tells you in the scriptures, that our righteousness is as filthy rags. All right, so if knowing that by default you are on the bad side of the Lord, why not would you want to make things right? In this grace period that we're living in, to make things right. All right, why? But again, that's a nigga mindset. Is like, well, fuck it, I'm already here. I already did that. Why look back? I might as well keep going into this darkness. All right, but as a man of the Lord, as a believer of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, hey man, continue to try to hit them brakes. You know what I'm saying? Try to slow down as much as you can. The brakes ain't gonna always stop completely, but at the same time, the effort of you putting that brakes in to stop, the BS that's going on in this world, the BS that you constantly have to deal with day in and day out. All right. But that was Psalms 94 and 11. I think I got one or two more. Let me read this one real quick. This is in the book of Proverbs. Yeah, this is a good one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and 1. It says, the preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All right? The preparation of the heart. Ultimately, the heart goes back into your la'ah. All right, you can't do no thinking, and you can't do no preparations with your heart. Everything that you do with your preparations are doing is with your mind. All right, so again, in the scriptures, if you ever come to, some things that's going on is when it's talking about thinking with your heart or so on and so forth, is going back to your mind. Your heart goes back to your la'ab, And it says, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All right, and just get that picture in your head, man. That the Lord is the conductor of this thing. All right, He is the conductor. He's the conductor of life. He is the creator of life. He is. All right. That's what people constantly just let that slips out of their mind. All right. His name literally translates to He is. All right. He is everything, man. All right. He is death. He is life. All right. But right now we talking about, you know, the not the wickedness, but the damn, the word slipping my mind. Basically, the judgment of you know, just people in general. You know, the Lord is judgment. All right, and you have to deal with that judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua if you're not right. All right, if you want to continue to keep on going left, hey, the Lord gonna get you right. All right. And it's either He gonna get you right by either bringing you into the men of the Lord, bring you to this congregation, all right, of this work, you know, that's working to the salvation of the men that is working to the salvation. All right, man, the Lord gonna leave you in the congregation of the dead, you know, for you to die ultimately, you know. But I'm gonna end it off with this one. Still in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21. Yeah, I knock it off with this one. Yeah, this is gonna be my last one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter Salakia. I'm just reading up and down on this thing. Oh man, that's smoke. God damn. I didn't even think about this one, but okay. I didn't think about this in the NLT. The NLT always give you like another explanation, you know, to myself and maybe to other brothers that I've been playing. And sometimes that the KJV kind of be messing me up with them old words and stuff like that. But I'm gonna read Proverbs 21 and 1. Proverbs 21 and 1. I'm gonna read down to 2, and I'm gonna read it in the KJV and the NLT just to make it, you know, plain, you know, the end is all. But it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever He will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh pondereth the hearts." All right, and this is in the NLT. It says, "The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever He pleases." Come on, man. I'm gonna read that again. That's Gunsmoke. Proverbs 21 and 1 in the NLT. "The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord," all caps, Yahweh. "He guides it wherever He pleases." People may be right in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their heart. All right. The Lord is more pleased when He do what is right and just. The point really wasn't one. Tell you the truth, I had 2 on the list, but really one that kind of explains it all. All right, and I'm gonna read it again. The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides wherever He pleases. All right, Lord, direct our lives wherever He needs it to go. All right, and that analogy of it being a stream of water. All right. Because at the end of the day, we know we're dealing with the creator of life, man. Our creator, our heavenly Father, you know. Our big brother also as well, you know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? And just know that, man. Just that should strike another level of fear, you know, in your heart. All right? And especially down here, you know, that definitely strikes another fear, you know, some more fear in my eyes over here, bro, because it struck close to home, you know. It struck down to a place that, especially on Bourbon Street, where brothers be over getting all, coming out on the block at. All right, so we got these so-called T attacks and all these things that's going on, you know, and judgment is being done. All right, judgment is being done. All right, and the Lord is going to constantly, he going to constantly show himself, you know, in these times being, you know, this being the end times. Because if you thinking that of a 10-year plan, 5-year plan, you know, you out of your mind, man. All right, you are completely out of your mind, and you know, Lord willing, we get out of this thing as soon as possible, you know. But you know, for you non-believers, all right, just know that the Lord is doing His thing. The work is at full effect. It's always been at full effect, 100%, 144%, you know, of what I like to say. But again, that was pretty much everything that I had on this lesson here. You know, lock in at the end of the day, you know. Our salvation is nearer than what we believe, okay? And have that fear, have that constant fear. It's not just the one out of 7 days of the week that we have that you're just gonna have fear in the Lord for just that one day. Nah, have that constant fear. You know, keep your head on the swivel at all times. Stop putting yourself in those predicaments that can possibly get you knocked off. All right, you know, it's something that you can do, you know. But at the end of the day, again, the fear too is that, you know, the Lord can knock you off in your sleep if you want to, if He wanted to. All right, the Lord could knock you off in your home, you know, while you're awake if you wanted to. All right, but again, that doesn't mean YOLO. You know, you only live once. It doesn't mean let's go out here and jump off a building with no parachute. Let's go into this, you know, let's go over here in this crowd where I know that people die at, you know, just so I can have some fun, you know. It's this appointed time that, you know, you got to move more precise, all right? Your movements have to be way more precise than what it normally is, all right? Because the Lord is definitely tighten the grip, all right? He tighten the grip, you know. Is every year is clean as how could you say? The Lord is cleaning the house, you know. He's going to continue to clean the house until the return. All right. He's going to make sure that everything is how it needs to be. Everything needs to be tip-top shape, form, whatever, however the Lord wants it to be, you know, when He returns. All right. And until that point, until the Lord returns, people are going to continue to get knocked off. All right. But again, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Prior to get out of here, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who taught me His truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, you Agwath, that believe in Shalom.